everyone, welcome to The Real Reviews. Today I'm going to be reviewing Tron, which was released in 1982, written and directed by Steven Lisberger. The film stars Jeff Bridges, Cindy Morgan, with Bruce Boxleitner and David Warner. Upon the film's release, audiences didn't know what to make of it. The reviews were mixed, and it was a moderate success at the box office, but was seen as a financial disappointment. The story follows Kevin Flynn, a leading software engineer who formerly worked at Encom, but now runs his own video game arcade. Flynn attempts to hack into the Encom system, seeking evidence that he created the company's best-selling video game, Space Paranoids. However, the master control program at Encom detects Flynn's intrusion and alerts Executive Vice President Ed Dillinger.
What is he now, Executive VP?
Senior exec.
Senior exec?
Programmer Alan Bradley soon discovers that his access has been blocked by the MCP. He confronts Dillinger, who explains that it's a security measure implemented to prevent further hacking. Alan and his girlfriend Laura then visit Flynn's arcade to warn him that Dillinger knows what he's up to. The three then form a plan to break into Encom and unlock Tron, a security program designed by Alan to protect the system.
Now that is a big door.
Upon accessing a computer within Encom, Flynn encounters the MCP. But before he can retrieve the necessary information, the MCP utilizes a laser that digitalizes Flynn and uploads him onto the gaming grid. Flynn is then put into games and befriends two programs, Tron and Ram, who work together to escape the system on the light cycle grid, but are soon pursued by the forces led by Commander Sark. Can Tron, Flynn and Ram evade Commander Sark and his forces and defeat the MCP to free the system and bring balance? One of the main reasons Tron is remembered are the visuals. You have to remember that in 1982, computer-generated imagery was barely a thing. Most people hadn't even seen a personal computer. Yet Tron dared to imagine an entire universe on the other side of a computer screen, built from glowing lights, geometric shapes, and endless darkness. The filmmakers combined live-action footage, animation, backlit costumes, and early CGI to create something that never existed before: light cycles. Recognizers, identity discs.
An identity disc. Everything you do or learn will be imprinted on this disc.
These just didn't look cool. They kind of felt alien, which perfectly matched the idea of a computer world in the 1980s. This abstract look gives Tron a timeless, dreamlike quality. It doesn't try and look realistic, it tries to look conceptual, and that's why the film still works. Ironically, the Academy Awards disqualified Tron from visual effects consideration because using computers was seen as a form of cheating. But today, every blockbuster heavily relies on CGI.
I'm what you guys call a user. I take a wrong turn somewhere.
Jeff Bridges plays Kevin Flynn with laid-back charm and curiosity. He gives off a hippie vibe to the character, and he seems a fun guy to be around. Flynn survives not because he's the strongest, but because he's adaptable. He learns the rules of this digital world as he goes, much like us, the audience. Bruce Boxleitner plays Alan Bradley and Tron. Tron represents integrity, loyalty, and the belief in something bigger, even though the system tells him it's impossible. David Warner's Ed Dillinger and Commander Sark, along with the MCP, are cold and corporate. The MCP's obsession for control feels especially relevant in today's world. As soon as you see him for the first time, you can tell Ed Dillinger is the bad guy. He shows no emotion whatsoever, and it feels like he and the MCP are one. The characters are not deeply emotional, and they don't need to be. They fit the world they inhabit. The soundtrack for Tron was written by Wendy Carlos, who had just worked with Stanley Kubrick on A Clockwork Orange and The Shining. Her electronical score is the soul of the film. It blends synthesizers and orchestral elements to create a sound that feels both mechanical and emotional. The score doesn't just accompany the visuals, it defines them.
Greetings, programs!
I highly recommend Tron. It's a fun, entertaining movie that was ahead of its time and very ambitious. I love the light cycle sequences and the disc battles throughout. Also, I really appreciate the effects used to make the film. But by no means is Tron a perfect movie. It has a very simple story, the pace of the film is all over the shop, and the characters aren't really that engaging. Sure, the CGI has dated by today's standards, but I don't judge the film on today's standards, but for its time, and it still works. The film has its own visual style. The movie feels like you are inside a 90s, 80s video game, which is awesome! Well, if you were someone like me who spent a lot of time and money in arcades. Those were the days. So, if you have never seen Tron, look past its dated effects and minor issues, and you'll have a great time. The film's runtime is just over 90 minutes, so it doesn't feel like a slog to get through. Step inside the computer world. If you've enjoyed this review, please consider liking the video and subscribing for future reviews. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the grid.
End of line.